Okay, I'm back. I should have got a drink on my break. But the rep kept saying, and he was really nice. He would just sit there and kind of talk to me. But finally, the doc said, he's like, why don't you say next time when he comes in, we'll refer our patients there if you get an MRI and they find something wrong. I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? So he comes in, and I was like, okay, you sit there and tell me that your MRI is so much better than everyone else's. I'm like, I have had countless MRIs, and they don't know what's wrong with me. And I told him my background of just the pain I have. And he said, he felt bad. He goes, okay, how about you come in, give you a free one. We'll see if we can find anything. So we went to, it's called a stand-up MRI. And what they do is, I'm claustrophobic already, so I hated all the MRIs. You just sit there, and they take pictures of your neck just sitting there. And then they have the flexion and an extension one where you sit. I can't do it because it hurts. But they had me tilt my head back as far as I could, and they took pictures then. And it hurts to do this too, but then they would have you stick your head down and do it that way. So right away, my boss was in the office, where the pictures would load, along with the girl that was taking the photos, and the rep, and my husband. And as they were going through, they're like, okay, you're done. I came in with them, and we looked over them, and they're like, you have a bulging disc, you have an annular tear, but we'll send it off to the MRI reader, and, sorry, I don't know the correct term. We'll send it off to him, we'll see what he says. And it did say that my 3-4 is bulging, 5-6 is bulging, 6-7 is bulging, and there's an annular tear in 1 or 2 of them. I forget. I can't remember. But it's just all jacked up. So finally I was like, I have an answer. I have that. And the reason why they never found it is because I'm more comfortable laying down. So when I'm laying down in the MRI, it's not going to show anything. So we find that out, and we went back home and got into Utah's neurosurgeon. That is a very good neurosurgeon. He's really hard to get into, but we got into his MP. We bring that in, talk to him, and he's like, you need to get a discography. And that is where they go in with the needle in your neck and into the disc, the needle into the disc, inject dye, and if the dye bleeds out and you feel a lot of pressure and then it's the pain that you feel and it's intense pain, that's your discs that is bad. And this happened in December. We were only there for like 3 days. It was for my little brother-in-law's wedding. We were able to squeeze in, which was crazy. But so we were like, oh, okay. Well, we come back to Texas, and I really, really wanted to start hair school. That was my plan. I put my husband through school. I worked really hard in Florida, and I was like, I want to do cosmetology. Everybody does it, I know it, but I just want to do it so I know how. I can do it to myself. I can do it to friends and family. It's just something I want to do. I couldn't do it. Like, I didn't feel good. There would be mornings I would wake up and I just couldn't even get out of bed. I'm sorry, you might be able to hear the wind. Where we live is really windy. But the pain was just getting really, really intense. If I don't do this all the time and pop my neck, that is when the migraine starts. Even if it's poppable, it still does it. But sometimes my neck locks up really bad. My shoulders are so tight. My migraine's horrible. I see stars, all this stuff. It was so bad, and my husband was like, we need to send you home and get you that test done to see what's wrong. And I'm like, I don't want to go without you. And he had just started work here. Bless you, Peanut. He had just started work here, and he couldn't go. So I had to fly home and do it with just like my mom there, which she was really helpful. We did it, and hey, don't do that. No. Sorry, the dog's trying to do something. No, come here. Come lay down. So I went home and we did it, and it honestly was probably the most intense pain I've ever felt. Peanut? No, bud. He's scratching my purse on the door. it really was very, very, very painful. You had to be awake. You were semi-sedated, but it hurt. It really, really hurt. Peanut! I'm sorry. Stop, bud. There's nothing in there. Stop. Can't you see I'm vlogging here? So we did that, and the thing that kind of made me mad is that sorry, you might hear scratching for a while because the dog scratches his mat before he eats. I'm gonna pause it because my stupid iPad. We don't get our iMac yet for a while, but as soon as I do, I'll make videos in there. Pause and be back.